Howdy folks, it's Ultra here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Game of the Year update landed a bit ago, and well, a while ago, a couple days ago, what I mean by a bit ago. And we've been going through the new flight training modules. We did the bush trip flight training module in a previous video, and today we're going to do the last new one, which is Ifr Navigation. Here we go. Once you lose your visual references, you are forced to rely on your cockpit instruments to learn how to find your way even after the clouds have rolled in. Of course, we've been doing this for 20 years in a flight sim, but let's see what Jess thinks of us when we're under the pressure of Jess, though I can't decide if she's our friend or not, but she can tell us what to do here. We got 7 modules. We're aiming for a B. I don't really want to like chase 100% on anything. I ain't got time for that, but we'll put my overachiever personality aside and just maybe aim for a B. So here we go, climb and descent. Let's see what it says. To become acquainted with the rewarding world of instrument flight as we introduce you to the climbing and descending by reference to the cockpit gauges alone. Here we go. Well, that's pretty. We should use that as a screenshot. Maybe before the stuff popped in here, huh? Alright, let's see. We're in the UK. Let's go, ready to fly.
We're flying over the UK's Shetland Islands, just below a thick layer of clouds. Up until now, you've been able to look outside to judge the aircraft's attitude and location. What happens when you lose that outside view? That takes us into the world of instrument flight. When you can't use the horizon for reference due to clouds, darkness, or other hindrances to visibility, you'll need to rely on your airplane's instruments. When flying on instruments alone, you'll need to rely on your attitude indicator to see your pitch and roll information. Modern cockpits like this combine several instruments into one electronic display called a primary flight display, or PFD. Stay on heading 270, set full power, and climb up to 4,500 feet. Set full power for the climb.
Oops. I was screwing around while she was talking, so it's not trimmed, it's all messed up. And we're going to be docked on how long it takes us to climb, because that's how she is. And we're not staying on 270. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. We're off to a pretty bad start, I will say.
We're climbing up into the cloud layer. Notice how you're starting to lose your outside view. Instead of looking out the canopy, focus your attention on the cockpit instruments. You can maintain wings level using the attitude indicator. Continue climbing to 4,500 feet.
Alright, let's nose up a little bit here. Keep an eye on our speed. We're in the clouds, can't see anything. For fun, I used to go VOR to VOR with completely fogged in settings, and then get as close to the runway as I could.
Using the vertical speed indicator and the altimeter, level off at 4,500 feet, while continuing to maintain a heading of 270.
I'm a little excited
now
about.
fly straight and level at 4,500 feet, getting used to not having an outside horizon for reference.
Okie dokie. There we go. We're 1 degree off. There we go. Oh, come on now. No, 4,500, please. Come on. There we go. Yay. We're doing it. We were. What's it look like out there?
Okay, now keep us on this heading and take us down to 4,000 feet.
4,000
Reduce
feet.
power so that we can descend without gaining speed.
Descend without gaining speed. Yep. But I reduced a lot of power. 4410. Staying on 270. Pretty close. There we go. And there's 4,000 feet.
Great. Increase power again for cruise and keep us at 4,000 feet.
Doo-doo-doo. We got a little bit off. We're at 268. 269 and 270. There we go. Oh, this is so much fun. I love just hearing instruments, and then you look out the window and you're where you want to be. I love it. Come on. Oh, climb.
Wow, great job.
Thanks.
That's how things look and feel making altitude changes on instruments alone.
Thanks.
You'll find it gets easier with experience. Next, we'll introduce turns.
Yay, we got an A. Alright, here we go. Next one, training menu. Have to scroll all the way down. We have joined the circus before. Turning. Learn to change direction whilst starved of external references. Utilize advancements made with glass cockpit instruments. There's a roll pointer. What they don't talk about is this is your yeah, you know, step on the ball thing. This is where you step on the line. That's all. That should be in there. They never talk about that. Alright, here we go. Let's fly. Alright, here we go. What does she want us to do?
Now that you've tried some climbs and descents, we'll introduce turning. Throughout this lesson, maintain your current altitude of 4,000 feet. Our heading is the direction our nose is pointing, measured in degrees. The main electronic display in front of you is the primary flight display, or PFD. At the bottom center of the PFD, we see the horizontal situation indicator, or the HSI. The HSI shows us the direction our nose is pointing, called our heading. Headings are measured in degrees, with east being 090, south 180, west 270, and north 360. Currently, we're heading west. That's 270 degrees. When turning, we want to aim for a bank angle of around 20 degrees. Along the top of the attitude indicator are white lines. Each line represents 10 degrees. Normally, we use about 20 degrees of bank, which is the second white line. Let's try it out. Make a turn to the left onto heading 180 using 20 degrees of bank. Keep turning until heading south, at which point smoothly roll back to wings level.
Alrighty. Maintaining 4,000 degrees, or degrees. 4,000 feet. And we're almost there.
That's it. Stop turning there and you'll be heading due south, heading
Just a little
180.
bit.
Great.
Wings.
Now try and maintain this heading for a short while.
Okie dokie. Oh. Don't get too low there, Buster.
Now make a turn to the right onto a heading of 350.
350. Step on the ball a little bit to the right. Do you see that? 350. Pull back slightly to get back up to 4,000 feet. 350. It'd be so fun to look out the window when we do this and see what's actually happening, but we know what's happening. You've been to this rodeo before. There's 303. Have to do it. Have to do it. Have to look out the window. Oh, stay 20 degrees there. 330. Stop descending.
Now smoothly roll wings level onto a heading of 350.
I wasn't paying attention.
Now maintain heading 350 for a bit.
2, 1, and 0. There we go. And get back up to 4,000 feet. Oh, 351.
Wow, great job.
Thanks.
So that's how we make turns using just the instruments.
Okay.
Next, we'll look at how to handle speed changes.
Ooh. Alright. Ooh, look at that score. Dang. Could have done better if I did it myself. Here we go. Module number 3. Speed control. Let's see. Speed control during flight. instrument flight requires a delicate hand and a good coordination to adapt to the change and lift whilst maintaining your altitude. Don't have a bad attitude about your altitude. Airspeed, here we go. Hey Jess, how you doing?
We're cruising at 100 knots, maintaining our heading and altitude.
No, we're not.
Let's look at how we deal with speed changes when flying on instruments. When slowing down, the wings produce less lift. To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots. Remember to adjust the elevator trim so that you don't have to keep putting any pressure on the controls.
Right. What'd she say? 70 knots. Staying at 4,000 feet. Oh, power back too much.
Good.
There we
now
go.
set power to maintain 70 knots. Notice how the nose needs to be a little higher than before to make up for the loss of airspeed. Use the elevator trim to adjust pitch to the new speed and maintain 70 knots for a bit. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
I'm trying.
You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why am I having a hard time with this? That's kind of weird. I really don't struggle that much.
Great. Now increase power to get your speed back up to 100 knots.
100 knots. Okie dokie. There's 4,000 feet. Trim back down. Whoa.
As we speed up, notice how you need to trim nose down to avoid climbing. Keep us steady on heading 350. That's it. Now stabilize at 100 knots.
What? 350. This isn't going...
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
Why isn't
Watch
it
your
going so
speed.
well?
Good. Now we'll take flap settings into account. Flaps give a boost in lift, which you'll need to control in order to maintain our altitude. They also add drag, making us slow down more quickly, so be careful not to get too slow. Reduce power and slow us down to 60 knots. Keep us precisely at 100 knots. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed.
She just said 60.
You need to maintain 100 knots.
No, she just said 60. This is slow to 60 knots. See that in the top right? So why did she also say 100?
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
I am.
Good. Now extend the flaps to 10 degrees. Now set flaps at 20 degrees.
Okay.
With the extra drag, start adding power so you don't drop below your target airspeed of 60 knots. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting
This is
speed.
not going well at all.
Now stabilize at 60 knots and trim for level flight.
We're way below 4,000 feet though, that's the problem. Let's get back up to 4,000. I don't know why I'm struggling with this. You've all seen me like follow.
You did well, but you can do better.
That's going to be a C. A B, I'll take it. I can't believe I struggled so much on that one. That was kind of weird. Accelerate to 100 knots. Yeah, that was the weird one. Everything else is fine. Okay, let's keep going here. Number 4, was it? Or 5? Number 4, VOR Basics. I'm going to love this one. Grapple with the very high frequency omnidirectional range, the VOR. Here we go. What do we
Now
need
that
for
you have the
power
basics of
trim?
flying the aircraft on instruments, let's look at navigation. There is a worldwide network of radio beacons that pilots use to find their way when flying IFR. The most common beacon is the VOR. I've tuned the Sumberg VOR into your nav radio, which we're going to fly toward. To get there, we'll use the Course Deviation Indicator, CDI. That's the green arrow and bar on the HSI. I've set the CDI for a course of 170. That means we want to arrive at the VOR on a heading of 170. The CDI shows us if we are on our selected course. If the bar is to the left of center, we need to fly to the left to recapture our course. The bar is currently over to the right, so keep flying on this heading, and wait for the CDI bar to start moving towards the middle.
Okie dokie, wait for the CDI to move while we look around super fast. Maintaining 100 knots and 4,000 feet, which I had it trimmed, but something happened. There we go. Oh. A bit more power there. There we go. Wait for the CDI to move. Okie dokie. Doo-doo-doo.
Here it comes.
Oh,
now
look
make
at
a
that.
left turn onto heading 170.
Okie dokie. A little bit more power here. There we go. Pull back so we don't lose our altitude. And we're about there.
Great. Now keep the CDI bar centered, and it'll take us to the VOR.
This is not centered. You need to go this way to keep it centered. There we go. We're getting there. We're going to lose points because it's taking a while to keep it centered. Oh boy. Center, 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 center. Now we got to swerve back. Oh, we're going to miss it. Come on. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Keep an eye on our speed and our altitude. Oh, we missed it. Darn it. Let's just say it like that. Get recentered. There it is. We're S-curving. We're chasing the
You were
needle.
way off on altitude holding.
Whoops, I was. I was way off on altitude
Try to
holding.
maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
Sorry. I'm so busy chasing the needle, they call it, but you're not supposed to do it that way. That's how we did it. Alright.
We're getting close to the VOR now. The CDI indications might become erratic or disappear when reaching a VOR, but this is normal. Keep flying straight ahead on heading 170 for a couple
We're back in
miles.
control. 100 knots, 170, 4,000 feet. Finally. I wasn't paying any attention. I was focused on that needle. Here we are. We're leaving the VOR. Boop-de-doo. Do-do-do-do-do. Let's stop moving around. We're totally gonna get docked on our altitude. Oh well, that's okay.
Well done.
Thanks.
But there's room for improvement.
What do you mean? That was perfect. What are you doing? B, yay! Good, I don't care. He's good. That's good. Alrighty, oh. No, it's just fly to the VOR. What? Oh, because I was S-curving so much. Okay, I know. That's bad. Not just bad to S-curve like that. Alrighty, I haven't done that in a while. Alright, here we go. Number 5, NDB. Get a grip. Get a grip with this classical method of radio navigation by following a simple needle driven by the ADF. Oh, I'm going to love this one. I love NDB stuff. I love it. Way back when I did the FlyJSim 727 and X-Plane 11, I shot my first NDB approach in San Juan, Puerto Rico, I think. And I nailed it. Also proud of myself. Also excited about that video. It's back there a couple years. All right, here we go. Now what? Now what, Jess? Okay.
This time we'll focus on non-directional beacons, or NDB.
Oh, see, I got to
The
retrim and you
NDB
might
is tuned
throttle
on the
here. Whoa.
automatic direction finding ADF radio and is shown as a blue needle on the HSI. As Sumberg NDB is tuned, the needle is pointing straight towards it, which is to our right. Maintain 4,000 feet and heading 180, and watch what the needle does.
I'm gonna spin around, little by little. Oh, 4,000 feet, please. 4,000 feet and 100 knots. I'm gonna add power to get back up to 4,000 feet. Come on. There we go. There we go. And 100 knots. good. Alright, whoa. Down for the speed. A little bit of power.
Notice how the needle always points directly towards the NDB. As we continue to fly south, the needle moves farther toward the bottom of the HSI. The needle will move whenever we are not traveling directly to or from the NDB.
I love NDB stuff. Oh, look at this. This is so stinking cool. Pay attention though to what we're doing.
Make a turn to the right, towards the NDB needle.
Alrighty, making a turn. Keeping 4,000 feet. And 100 knots if we can. We're a little fast on the knots, don't care. Bring up power a little bit. Nose up to slow down to 100 knots, but bring back power so you don't climb. That's what that means.
Good.
Whoops.
Now follow the blue NDB needle all the way to the beacon.
All the way to the beacon. Okie dokie. Whoa. Coming out of that turn, kind of screwed us up a little bit. There we go. Let's get back up to 4,000 feet. And get back down to 100 knots. Use attitude for speed, or pitch for speed. So there's 100 knots. And then throttle so we don't ascend or descend. There we go. Trim back one click. 100 knots, 101 knots, close enough to 4,000. Now we'll bounce around a little bit, but that's okay. So that's fantastic. Fantastic. Trim down to get 100 knots. A little bit of power so we don't descend.
We're getting close. An NDB needle becomes more sensitive as we get nearer, but resist the urge to make any large corrections.
Just small ones, and we're going right over it. Bam. Nailed it. There we go.
Now see how the needle spins around and points behind us. Wow, great job.
Thanks.
You've now taken a look at basic IFR navigation.
Thank you.
So next, we'll cover how to get us on the ground.
Ah, cool. Got an A. Very cool. Alright, penultimate module of the IFR training. Let's see what we got. ILS approach. Get us back down to Earth and experience the most common type of instrument and landing aid used the ILS. Okay, I used to do this every flight back in my FSX and X-Plane 11 days. And the older X-Plane 10 days probably. Let's see if I can do it when she's barking orders at me. That'll be the big test. Because now not only do we have to like use speed and altitude, but we got to follow the glide slope and the ILS. Here we go.
So now you've got the basics of flying on instruments. Now we need to get back on the ground. The most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with a CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle.
You better get cruising. We're going to overshoot. We're going to overshoot. Oh, keep your altitude. Keep your altitude.
Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer
Not
first.
always.
We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
While true 99% of the time, not always below the glide slope. Let's use this view to you can see what's going on here. What I love to do is, like I said, use fogged in stuff and then just fly like this just until I get to the runway.
Here
All of a
comes
sudden
the
it's right
glide
there.
slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center.
Why does it say our runway is to the right when it's clearly to the left? Very interesting.
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute.
There we go. Glide slow.
Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground.
Yep.
Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
Here's the problem. If we were to follow this, it says it's to the right, and it's not. So we'll see what happens as we get closer here. Oh, we're below glide slope. So we'll chase the dot a little bit. First set flaps. There we go. Back on glide slope. I am looking at my instruments, even though I'm looking out, even though I have the view out the window. I'm looking at my instruments. So now it says we're centered on the CDI. We're above glide slope. Come down 500 feet per minute to get. Whoa, okay. Oh boy, our score's going down. I feel our score going down. Alright, we're back, centered on glide slope. And whoop. Come on, 500 feet per minute.
We're approaching the runway. This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown.
Yep.
Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
Yep, we discovered the offset way a long time ago. Jess, we're way ahead of you. Alright, using power to control their descent rate, by the way. So I'm giving it power so that we stop descending for a minute. And we're back on glide slope, so reduce power to get 500 feet per minute. There we go. I think that says 300. Can't quite see from this far away. 400, I think it says. Reducing power. 450, I think. 400 again? I don't know. I am looking at my gauges. I'm not looking out the window. 450. 53 knots. We're way below glide slope.
Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing.
Okay.
Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
Okay, wish me luck. Here goes nothing. Now we are looking out the window. And we're aiming for the numbers, even though it says we're a bit low. Coming down now. Coming down more. And sure, it's a smooth touchdown, huh? Okay. And yes, my water softener is in the background making noise like earlier. Alright, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. We're a little bit slow. Oh boy. A little bit of bump there in the throttle at the last second. And throttle's back. Slight flare, not much.
Watch out.
Boom. What? How did I fail the activity? It was like 200 feet per minute. But that's not bad. What?
Onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
Okay, I don't know why she got mad last time. But whatever, we'll land further down the runway and do better than 200 feet per minute, I guess. Because I don't think 200 feet per minute was that bad. I mean, it's not a greaser, but it's not bad in a Cessna. I don't think. So I don't know what her deal was. But here we go. We'll just land further down, that's all. Okay. Here we go. 100 feet per minute.
Watch out.
What? What's wrong with that? That was 100 feet per minute. Touchdown. I don't understand. I don't understand what's wrong with that. There could be a bug. I don't understand. Oh well. I already clicked my menu, it's not going. Let's do the last one. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe there's a bug in this and you can't complete that activity. I'll have to see if other people can complete it, because that's pretty crazy town. I've been all over the internet and YouTube, and nobody, at least I can't search and find anything, anybody doing that module. Nothing in the forums, nothing on YouTube. So maybe that's a bug, because we're clearly on the runway. Speed is good. 100 feet per minute is dang reasonable in a Cessna. So I don't understand what her problem is. I'm trying to think out loud here. Did I do something wrong? Let me see. Is there anything, if I go to flight training, I go down here and click on that module once it loads, and I was trying to look at the picture. If I go back one screen here, that doesn't really look like the airport we landed at, but yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. That's it, because here's the thing out here. So I don't know what's going on. I know how to land a plane in an airport. We've done it tons of times. Thousands of times. And it was soft enough landing, so I don't know why she keeps saying watch out. So maybe that one's not completable. Well, let's do the test. And let's see if it lets us land, because I think that's the same airport, right? Papa Bravo, I think that's the same one. Yep. Okay, we'll see if it says watch out after this test we're gonna do. 12-minute test, so it's gonna be a long one. So we'll see what happens. Maybe this isn't completable. If she says watch out for this one, then I'm gonna put in a Zendesk ticket. If she doesn't say watch out, I guess I'll still put in a Zendesk ticket for that other one. But let's see how this one goes. I'm not quite certain about how this is gonna go. Kind of frustrating. But like I said, I found nothing on the internet about this module, so it's so new that either people aren't uploading, or no one can complete it, or no one cares. I don't know, but here we go.
Next,
Yay.
keep us at 3,500 feet and make a left turn onto heading 060.
Left turn, she said. Left turn to 060. Stop descending, please. Come on, stop descending.
Keep us at 3,500 feet.
I'm trying.
You didn't hold your altitude accurately enough.
Who cares? We're probably not going to be able to... Whoops, I went too far. Probably not going to land this thing anyway, so... Why are we still descending with full throttle? There's 060. Come on. And 3,500 feet. And 110 knots. I think she gave up on us. Our airport is way back there. I think we need to restart.
Okay, still maintaining the GPS course. Take us down to 3,500 feet, keeping 110 knots airspeed.
110 knots airspeed. 3,500 feet. And staying on the purple course. Because somehow we got off course. Bringing back more throttles. Pitching down to get back up to 110 knots. There we go. And the throttles will determine our descent rate. 110 knots, pretty close. And 4,300, 42. Alright, so we're going to keep our pitch to keep 110 knots. But then we're going to introduce
Next,
throttle.
keep us at 3,500 feet and make a left turn onto heading 060.
Whoops, hang on. Get back up to 3,500 feet. 110 knots. Come on. So we're pitching for 110 knots. We're climbing to 3,500 with the throttle, and we're turning to 060.
Alright, let's throw some other things your way. Please bring the speed back to 70 knots.
70 knots. So we'll pitch up to get to 70, but we'll bring throttles back so we don't descend below 3,500 feet. Come on, pitch back, get back to 060 as well. Come on.
Keep us at 3,500 feet.
I'm working on it. There's your 3,500. I shook you around a little bit. Hopefully you don't mind. Okay. I'll slow to 70. Trim, 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 trim. Lots and lots of trim. There we go.
Alright,
Whoa.
now keep us at 3,500 feet, 70 knots, and turn us to the right onto heading 225.
225.
Keep us at
I
3,500
know,
feet.
I'm working on
You didn't hold your altitude accurately
No.
enough.
it. You failed me. Okay, we already know that's a fail when she says that. This is crazy. This is really exhausting. But I'm not going to give up. Alright, I think this is where we left off before. I made the turn. Hopefully
Okay,
we're
now
close
get
enough.
us back to 110 knots.
110 knots. At 3,500 feet. Okie dokie. Whew.
Keep us at 3,500 feet.
We're pretty darn close. Right? There we go. And we're getting to 110 knots. Come on. Trim the way you're supposed to. Whoop. Trim. Come on. 110. You can do it. There's 3,500 feet and 110 knots. Just about. Whoa. Whoa. There we go. Oops, we're at 114 now. She seems to care more about altitude than airspeed. So there we go. I think I finally got where I need it to be. I think. There we go. She did not say to turn, right? We're 3,500 feet, 110 knots. She didn't say turn, did she? If she did, I missed it. And I don't think she gave up on us because I didn't do anything wrong. Before, she would be like, you did not keep your altitude. So, did she forget about us again? No, maintain 3,500. I was there. Sorry, I was looking out the window. I was looking out. I'm only 60 feet off. There. Happy? There we are. 110 knots. 3,500 feet. Hello? Jess, are you there? Because this time I didn't do anything wrong. You all saw that, right? And the first time, or the first two times, she said, you didn't do this, and then she cut me off. But she never said anything about me doing anything wrong. So, what's happening here? She didn't give me a turn. It says low airspeed turn, but she didn't tell me to turn, right? I mean, look at that. We're nowhere near... I'm super confused. Did she say to go towards NDB and I missed it? I don't understand. Well, stay up there. Don't drop. She'll kick us out. I'm really confused what's happening right now. Do not drop below. Oh gosh. No, no. She's gonna get mad. I think she's to give up on us because she did not get mad at me just now. So I must have missed something in her dialogue. And she kicked us out. I'm really confused. I'm really confused. So we'll go back to the NDB ourselves. And we'll not climb anymore. I'm so confused. I mean, obviously she gave up on us. And obviously I missed some instructions. Because yeah, see, I'm way below altitude now and she gave up. So I don't know what happened. I'll have to go, when I edit this for playback, then I'll know. I'm not going to do this again. The module before this was bugged. I tried landing twice and it said watch out. And then this is my third time doing this. The first two times were my fault because I wasn't maintaining 3,500 feet. I get that. But this third time, I don't think I did anything wrong. Or, I don't know. We're going to land, see what happens. But, yeah, we got to get below the cloud layer to land. I don't know what happened. Let's land, see what happens. I'm just really curious. And then, I don't know. In editing, I'll have to listen to what she said, and maybe I missed something. And will I return to these in the future? No. Not until I find out if that one bug gets fixed. If it's even a bug. I don't know. But anywho, let's see. I mean, we're way too high to land. We'll have to circle around, but I don't know what happened, Jess. I just know that she gave up on us. That's like worse than a fail. She just gave up on us. So we're coming for a pattern and land and see if she says watch out. And let's hit the heading bug thing so we know the opposite direction of our runway. Start coming in. We'll just have a nice low final. We're only 800 feet above the ground, so be careful. First set of flaps.
You lost your speed target. Watch the speed. We want 110 knots.
Not right now we don't. Not right now we don't. Okay, she did not give up on us. So there has to be a bug in this one too. So I don't feel so dumb now, because she didn't give up on us, but we didn't have anything in the objectives except maintain 3,500 feet. So I think this one's bugged. I think these last two are bugged. That's my conclusion. I don't feel so dumb now. Where's our runway? There it is. We're gonna touch down. She's gonna get mad and fail us, but I don't care. Let's just come in. Alright, here we go. Let's get ready to get mad. I think this is the right airport. Maybe it's not even the right
Watch
airport.
out.
Yep. See? Okay. It's bugged. It's bugged. Alrighty, I'm just going to end the video right here on the screen, actually. So, we tried it. The previous module is bugged. Every time I try to land, it says watch out. This one, even though I screwed up twice, that was my fault. But this third time, I didn't screw anything up. She just didn't give us any instructions, and then she was calling out instructions that weren't on the objectives, and then we landed, and she said watch out anyway. So, I'm going with the last two are bugged. We tried them. Will I try them again if the bugs are fixed? I don't know. Probably not. Who knows? But anyway, like and subscribe so you know what comes up next. It's either going to be the return to the bush trips now that they are fixed, or sneak in some discovery flights. I haven't decided the order, but stay tuned and you'll find out what's next when I find out. I'll see you then.